Once upon a time, there was a man named John who lived a very comfortable life. He had a nice job, a beautiful home, and a loving family. However, despite his many blessings, John often found himself feeling bored and unfulfilled. One day, while wandering through the park, John happened to come across a group of people engaged in a heated philosophical discussion. Curious, he approached the group and listened in on their conversation. As it turned out, the group was discussing the nature of human freedom and responsibility. One of the speakers, a man named Peter, was passionately arguing that humans were condemned to be free, and that this freedom came with the burden of responsibility for one's own choices. John was intrigued by this idea, but he couldn't quite wrap his head around it. "What do you mean, condemned to be free?" he asked Peter. Peter explained that humans are fundamentally free, but that this freedom can be overwhelming and even terrifying. Unlike animals, which are bound by instinct and habit, humans have the power to make choices and shape their own destinies. But with that power comes the responsibility to make wise and moral choices. John was starting to see what Peter was getting at. He thought about his own life and the choices he had made. He realized that he had often taken the easy way out, opting for comfort and convenience over more challenging or meaningful pursuits. As the conversation continued, John began to feel a sense of excitement and possibility. He realized that he didn't have to be content with a comfortable but unfulfilling life. He could embrace his freedom and take responsibility for his own happiness and well-being. In the end, John left the park feeling inspired and energized. He knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but he was eager to take on the responsibility of his own freedom and make the most of his life. And he couldn't help but feel grateful to Peter and the other philosophers who had opened his eyes to this new way of thinking.